Some of Apple's best videos show off their manufacturing and design prowess in lots of detail. I keep thinking back to the Mac Mini announcement in late 2024 and how it seemed to be missing something. Even during the Steve Jobs era, Johnny Ive would round out announcements with elaborate videos covering the manufacturing process. It was an Apple staple for years, a key part of the marketing for the iPhone, iPads, and the unibody MacBook Pros. To a lesser extent, we got to look inside devices like the Apple Pencil and the Apple Watch. For the iPhone 5, we saw how individual glass components were picked for an exact fit, how the short-lived iPhone 5C was constructed. In 2016, we saw how Apple was able to tear iPhones apart as part of their recycling efforts. For the iPhone X, we saw how the display was folded to allow for an invisible chin. For the unibody MacBooks, we saw how a single block of aluminium was transformed into a chassis. Johnny Ive was once featured on an episode of the children's TV show in the UK called Blue Peter, where he showed off some of the equipment and gifted them a giant Blue Peter badge made from a single piece of metal and machined to perfection. These are all rare peeks behind the curtain to see how Apple could pull these things off and look at their attention to detail and when and why they go the extra mile. When it comes to software, with iOS 7, we got to look at how they thought about redesigning the entire iPhone experience. The same for the Apple Vision Pro's interface, which turned out was a preview of the forthcoming liquid glass treatment for every Apple OS. The intro video for the 2019 iPhone keynote was iconic, taking us through the history of Apple's devices and designs. And then last year, they announced the all-new Mac Mini, a tiny little computer that has an aluminium frame that is built using an extrusion process. No look behind the scenes, no fanfare for what I think is a new process for Apple, just nothing. It's a device you need to see to believe just how small it is. I've been meaning to make this video for months, to point out that they just didn't dive into that part of the process at all. I miss this part of Apple more than any. These insights were something to look forward to at every event, and I did begin to question if this was something Apple was going to walk away from. And then at WWDC 25, they announced liquid glass in detail. We got to see the lengths they've gone to build a UI that feels real, using physical blobs of glass to help inform their design decisions and how the components react to the content around it. Maybe we'll see fewer insights into hardware, but I'd love to see more, so I'll keep my fingers crossed for September.